Oh, look what we have today. A WoW veteran trying out Guild Wars 2. Other than myself, of course, which is always nice to see that I'm not alone on this boat because we WoW players do tend to be a little bit confused when jumping onto Guild Wars 2, and this video is actually from 2 months ago, which is surprising because that's around the time I started playing the game. So it's actually very promising. I really hope this video would be good. Obviously, I haven't watched anything. It just popped into my feed, and it seems, you know, I don't know, very genuine. So I guess let's just watch it and see for ourselves.
Hey everyone, my name is Nagura, and today I'm going to be talking about my experience in Guild Wars 2. So I know that Guild Wars 2 has been out for a while, but I have never played it until maybe like a month or two ago. So I wanted to give you my initial just experience and my opinion on it in case you want to
So she hasn't been playing for
starting to play as well.
Yeah, a lot.
Quick interruption from future Nagura. Sorry, I forgot to mention this in the video. I would like to give a quick shout out to the Guild Wars 2 team for sponsoring
What?
this video.
No, no! Are you kidding me? Oh my god, wait. ArenaNet actually... What? ArenaNet literally sponsored her after 2 months of playing? Yikes. Oh my god. No, at the time she was recording it was 1 month? No, dude, no. Hell no. Hell no. Are you kidding me? And they ban Rose. That's so dumb. I'm sorry. That's legitimately so dumb. I mean, I get it. But at the same time, it's so dumb. Oh, I didn't know this would come. I feel so bad. Okay, I'm gonna start the video. I already started it, so I'm just gonna finish it. But I'm gonna take everything she says with a grain of salt. Because you can't criticize a game and review it properly and in a trustworthy way when you take in money from the developers. You can't. And I know most people will try to say, hey, look, I'm gonna be fair, I'm gonna be, unbiased. It's impossible. The moment you entangle yourself with a company that creates the game that you're playing, you're bound to be biased. It is what it is, okay? So I'm gonna take it with a grain of salt, but I already started a video, so I'm just gonna finish it.
I also want to mention that I already started playing Guild Wars 2 before I got the sponsor.
It doesn't matter. It would skew your vision unless you somehow recorded a video before you've been sponsored. But if you made this announcement, then I'm assuming not.
Collaboration with them, so it's not that like my opinion is like completely made up or that I just only started playing because I got the bag or whatever. So I just wanted to mention that. But Guild Wars 2, the Guild Wars 2 team was so nice.
Yeah, I bet they were. I bet they were. To you, not to people who looks like me or Rose. No, they would be nice to you.
Work with me on...
And by the way, I haven't been contacted by ArenaNet in any shape or form whatsoever. I'm not like being salty or anything. I don't want to be contacted by them because I don't want to ever have any partnership with them. I just love their game. And that's it. That's how I'm gonna keep our relationship. But still, it's just funny to me to see that a streamer that was so promising for Guild Wars 2, who was literally at the top of the streamers for this game, has been banned over the most frivolous thing ever. And newbies that came in from World of Warcraft get instant sponsorship. It just kind of grinds my gear, but that's a me thing, I guess.
This video and to collaborate with me on this one. So yeah, big shout out.
By the way, this is not like a personal attack against her. I think she's nice. Like it's nothing to do with her and everything to do with ArenaNet.
To them, and I hope you still enjoy the video. So, I am at this point level 40, so I've played a little while, but I didn't play like an insane amount, just to give you a little bit of a...
She's not even full leveled. Oh my god, what did I get myself into? Are you actually kidding me?
Idea of where I've been. I did get coached by Muckluck, which is an experience...
And she got coached by Muckluck! Yo! Okay, you know what? This video is about to be fire. I'm gonna turn this video into something else. I'm gonna turn this video into criticizing ArenaNet, most likely. Oh my god. That is so crazy. By the way, Muckluck actually responded on one of my videos. Shoutouts to this guy. Truly a boon to the Guild Wars 2 community. He's such a fantastic content creator. Go please watch his videos. He's so great.
Veteran player of Guild Wars 2, so I definitely
legitimately
got to know the game a little bit better, or I have an idea of the game, even though I haven't played it myself. And I've watched loads of guides and other things, so I definitely know a little bit more. But yeah, let me talk to you about the start. So I initially started playing Guild Wars 2 because I was just looking for another MMO to play, and Guild Wars 2 had a recent kind of like rise in popularity because New World was announcing that they would like shut down their
Dead.
servers, and then Guild Wars
Yeah.
2 was
I know one guy who tried Guild Wars 2 who is actually really mad about that still. I don't know if you heard about him, but he's known for his very popular catchphrase, "Are these the graphics?" And that's pretty much it.
it's like the game
If
that
you know,
people
you
jump
know.
to, and it also had a new expansion that came out just recently when that news kind of dropped about New World, and a lot of people just started playing that. I looked into Guild Wars 2 a little bit more when I saw the hype surrounding it, and one thing that stood out to me was that it's something called like a horizontal progression game.
Yeah.
And initially I didn't really like understand what that really means.
Because you're a WoW player, and we don't get stuff that is too complex, okay? We have been doggy trained to look at one straight line and keep dashing forward. Every wall that we encounter, we break with our head. That's how we do it.
And the way I understand it, I'm going to explain it to you now, is that
She
the
doesn't
next
know.
level content just always stays relevant in a sense that they're not adding power creeps to the game often at all. It happened like very few times.
Yeah.
So that means that the very first expansion is the same, like everyone has the same power level as in the last expansion. There's things that are getting added for each expansion. There's new content, there's new things, new systems, stuff like that is getting added. But the items that are being added are all similar power to the previous expansions.
Bro,
So
bro, look at her face. I'm gonna move myself for a second. Look at her face. She is so confused. WoW players are like, all the content is relevant? What do you mean? They don't know. They don't know. It's hilarious because I've been through the same thing and everyone clowned on me in the comments. Everyone clowned on me in a good way, not like in an insulting way, but it was funny. Now looking back at this after I've become used to Guild Wars 2 many systems, it's just funny, right? I looked so dumb. Like, I was so dumbfounded. I just didn't know what to do. It was hilarious. It's funny to see someone experiencing the exact same thing, though. I mean, it is kind of hilarious, but I guess it's the initial shock of a WoW player coming into Guild Wars 2.
you don't always get more powerful, more powerful, more powerful. You just always kind of stay at the same level, at the same power level. And this was very interesting to me. I never played an MMO that had this kind of model, so I figured I'm gonna check it out. And as I was playing, I understood more and more about this horizontal progression. There's some positive things and some negative things. So the positive things about this is that if you take breaks and you come back later, you don't feel like you have to start from scratch. That is something that is like really important to me nowadays because I am not playing MMOs 24/7 anymore. And for me, that's just like a really good thing because I care about my character's power level. And I get really demotivated if I know if I log on, I'm behind to the others at the moment and I have to grind gear and grind stuff to get to the same power level as they are to be able to do high-end content, which is the main thing that I like doing.
Basically, she's saying there is no FOMO. FOMO is a powerful drug, and she's glad she's off of it. And that's completely fine, because I feel the same way. I hated the fact that I felt forced logging into retail World of Warcraft every day to do like turtle saving missions on BFA, because I quit during BFA. I couldn't take it. It was too much for me. And yeah, the reason I started playing Classic is, well, I started Classic, obviously, you know, why not? I already paid for the sub, but it was really fun for me because of the fact that you reach the top and then you just went into raiding mode, which means you only log in once or twice a week, and that's it. You do the raid and it's over. It's fun. That's how you play the game, and you don't even have to do that. If you feel like you've accomplished everything you wanted to during leveling, and you hit max level, and that's like you feel like you pretty much had your fill with the game, you can just cancel your subscription. That's great. Nobody was forcing you into keep playing the game and keep renewing your subscription. There wasn't anything that removes your power level. You didn't have any soft resets of systems and all that stuff. You didn't have any gatekeeping. And It was perfect. It just worked. That's why I loved Classic. Now, in Guild Wars 2, obviously everything is relevant and it kind of stays the same even when you leave and come back. So in Guild Wars 2, it just doesn't matter. If you want to log in, play 1 hour, play 20 hours, it's okay. You can do whatever you want. And I know that for a lot of people, that's the perfect MMO. I know that for a fact. I've seen them in my comments, other people's comments, and it's okay. I'm glad Guild Wars 2 is horizontal because now there's an MMO for everyone. It just does it the best.
So just having that thought is very good for a player like me, because then I don't lose motivation logging in, because I know, okay, I'm not going to be that far behind. Like that's...
But many people lose motivation logging in because they, I don't know, I said like an idiot. Many people loses motivation logging in because they want that carrot on a stick. They want that power spike. They want to invest hours into an MMO. And even if you do a reset at the next patch, they do not care. I know because I'm one of them. I'm a vertical Andy. I love power fantasy. I love higher numbers. But that's just me. I'm not going to try and argue with people who thinks otherwise. At the end of the day, it's just an opinion. There is no right and wrong. You can love horizontal, you can love vertical, you can love both. I love both. I love Guild Wars 2 for what it is. I love World of Warcraft for what it is. Not retail, obviously, only classic, but I can play both games at the same time. It's beautiful. You don't have to make it into a competition or a fight. It's not a race, it's not a war. It's okay. Both games are great for what they are. And aim for the people who wants to play them. It's okay.
Even if I don't log in for a year, I'm still going to be able to be similar power level to everyone else. Then another good thing about the horizontal progression, which is also something that I personally like a lot. I know that not everyone is the same, but if you unlock a certain item, first of all, like in Guild Wars 2, you can do like transmogging. Like you basically can change the look of your shoulders and of your armor piece and of your weapon to whatever other weapon or other thing you have collected, as long as you have it collected. And one really cool thing about this in Guild Wars 2 is because your power level never increases very drastically, it means that if you have ever collected a piece of armor or an item
it stays relevant.
That was from difficult content, then it always stays. Like, it always keeps that kind of, like, prestige.
But it loses its value. Because when everything is the same power level, then, yeah, it's just boring. It's not fun. That's the point. And that's the difference between vertical and horizontal. Now, it's okay if you want to say, oh, I don't care about that. That's fine. That's you. Many people do care about that.
Right? Because in non-horizontal games like World of Warcraft, that is not the case. In World of Warcraft, if you have an item piece that was from a raid from like 4 expansions ago, well, that is not going to be very relevant. Well,
it's garbage.
It is still going to be the same item from the looks of it. It's still going to be pretty if you like it, but it's not going to carry this prestige with it anymore, because obviously...
but it's not going to carry the same weight either. It's a win-lose situation, right? It's a win-lose situation. You win one thing and you lose another. So at the end of the day, it's just a matter of preference.
Somebody can just go back in the current expansion and do old content, which is going to be much, much easier than back then, right? So in this horizontal progression, any kind of like prestige item will keep its prestige throughout the years, which is something that I personally like a lot, because I like doing hard content and I like getting rewards for this hard content, and I like to brag a little bit. You know, I like to brag with my stuff that I've achieved. I know that some people that are collectors don't necessarily feel this way, but I'm just kind of like that. I kind of like to have things that I can look at, I can be proud of, and be like, you know what, I've done this really difficult thing, and now I have this like reward, this look or this title or this like whatever it may be, this shoulder piece. And if I walk around with those shoulders, then other people also know that I achieved this, and this kind of like makes me feel good, you know. So if that's something you like, then that is a really cool thing about horizontal progression that Guild Wars 2 has. Now, long story short about this like kind of horizontal progression, I like it a lot. I feel like I'm a really big fan of this. The downside of it is, of course, the lack of character progression and character power level. If that's something that you want. Like, if you want to constantly like get stronger and stronger and stronger, and you constantly want to have ways on how to make content easier, then of course this would be like a downside in the horizontal system, because you'll never be able to like fully like overpower or outgear something, because like you just won't get that much stronger. There is, of course,
The WoW way of winning a difficult boss, just outgear him. Classic. Classic. But yeah, I mean, that's the best part about Guild Wars 2. You actually have to learn the mechanics. That's great. I love the fact that you can't just power through to a boss. Like, that's great. I love that.
power creep as well.
And by the way, I still need to do raids in Guild Wars 2. Yeah, I still need to reach high tier content, man. I haven't been playing the game for like 2 weeks and it feels so bad because recently my work has been hellish and it's taken a toll on me. I really hope that next week I would be able to play, and in 2 weeks from now, I want to start streaming. By the way, join the Discord server if you haven't already. I'm gonna make my first stream about Guild Wars 2, and it's going to be a transmog competition. I'm gonna make a transmog competition at the end of it.
To some extent, but
Make sure to join.
Like, so like there's items you can farm to get better and better, and like right, like there's a lot of content to do for you to get to that point. But once you are at that point where you have like best in slot, then you're kind of like done. Like you won't be getting much stronger even when a new expansion comes out, right? It's mainly about the content that is being added, like the lore and the new zones and the new dungeons, raids, that kind of stuff that is being added. Or fractals, sorry.
Basically, the game becomes a giant collectible game, which can be for some people, but it's not for everyone. So again, just depends, a matter of preference, that's it.
That is gonna make the content more enjoyable for you and not necessarily your character getting stronger. Alright, so that's something I personally really loved, and that's why I decided to start playing Guild Wars 2. One thing to know about Guild Wars 2 immediately is that the combat is very different to what I have done before. It's also like very hard to explain. They don't have like a holy trinity necessarily. They don't have tanks, healers, and damage dealers. They do have
a giant mumbo jumbo that is called class identity. And oh my god, I really don't want to open the class identity discussion again with you guys because I feel whenever I talk about this, everyone just get mad at me, but at the same time, I'm gonna do this exact same thing over and over again because it is important to me. I think Guild Wars 2 has no class identity. Well, it does have a class identity, but it's like all over the place and everyone can do anything, which I get is kind of the point of the game because you can equip all the weapons almost on every hero. And now you people will tell me, oh, it's a matter of what if a heavy armor dude could play like a ninja. It's weird. It shouldn't be the case. Okay? That's my opinion. If you would disagree, it's totally fine. It's just my opinion. A Guardian should never be able to play Willbender the way that is implemented with double swords and jumping all over the place like a ninja. It doesn't fit. It doesn't fit. I'm sorry. It doesn't make any sense. A Guardian with longbow that plays like a hunter and put traps on the ground. It's bad. It's bad. It completely breaks immersion. It breaks class identity. It just shatters it. It doesn't even breaks it, okay? Like, believe me, it just what we people think when we come into Guild Wars 2. Now, if you got used to it and you like it, that's fine. You still need to realize that you can love something that other people see as flawed. But at the end of the day, I guess it's just a matter of opinion, maybe. You can kind of argue that class identity is whatever the hell you want. In my opinion, class identities should be as strict as possible. I really love that characters, or, you know, in this case, like classes, professions, however you call it, I love the fact that they have strengths and weaknesses. And I love it when your strength can shine and you feel really powerful, but also when your weakness come into effect, you feel really weak. I love that. I don't like it when every class does, like, everything. And I know many people use the argument of, there used to be a meta where the classes couldn't do anything, and then you only took certain people into like the raids and groups, whatever. You need to understand, this is not a class identity issue, that's a balancing issue. ArenaNet should solve it. It's not a matter of class identity. You can't give every class heal because some class lacked it. It just doesn't make any sense. That's not how you solve a problem. You don't give every single character all the abilities and go like, oh, now you have nothing to complain. No, you just make their strength shine brighter. That's it. That's all you need to do. But if you want to take the lazy route out and just give every class everything, then that's you. I don't agree with it. I think it's bad for the game. I think it's unhealthy. And that's why I think like Guild Wars 2 classes, generally speaking, are really weak when it comes to MMOs. But that's my opinion, okay? You are completely okay to disagree with this. It's completely fine.
like some sort of requirements when it comes to the roles, but that's like much later in the game, like for Endgame. For endgame, you kind of like you basically want a healer. You want an additional like damage dealer support that also applies buffs to the group, so like a support damage dealer basically, and the rest you want damage dealers. There's no tanks, but there's still like these 3 roles that you kind of want in your group. So it's still it's not like a holy trinity, but yeah, you still have roles that you kind of want. Now, the way fractals work is that it's 5 players, and then in the raids it's 10 players, which it means it's also a lot smaller group size compared to something like WoW, which is really nice. Like having smaller group sizes. And then when it comes to the combat, so the way the combat works is that there's the initial classes, and then each class has elite specs. So very similar to World of Warcraft, where you have like your main class, and then you have the sub-spec.
Oh, she didn't really talk about fractals. Basically, fractals are the most fun thing ever, and I think Blizzard just copied it with Midnight, with Delves, right? It's the most fun thing ever. I'm running daily fractals, man. I'm having a blast. It's a really good way to earn some gold, which I'm doing towards my legendary. I want to build Sunrise, but at the same time, it's just really fun. It's really fun. That being said, I need to do like agony infusions and all that stuff because I need some resistance. I'm not still really sure how to do that. I guess, you know, time will tell. Right now I'm doing fine, but they are really fun. I love fractals. Such a brilliant idea.
Right? There's just one thing that I thought is a little bit complicated, is that your elite spec does not actually determine your role. Like, just because you chose a certain elite spec doesn't mean you're a healer, doesn't mean you're a support, it doesn't mean you're a damage dealer. It very much like depends on your build and your weapon combination. So your weapons change your skills. So and you don't have like a million skills. Like each weapon has a certain amount of skills that you can use.
And by the way, I forgot to mention this earlier when I went on a little bit of a tangent there. Basically, if you want to use the argument of Guild Wars 2, oh, it's a what if class identity thing, why not every class can use each weapon? Like, why? Why can't you, like, do certain things and all the classes? Why can't you equip all the weapons on all the classes? I mean, just think about that. Like, why? Because they knew. They knew some things don't make sense. But I guess it's just a me thing.
And if you equip a different weapon...
And a WoW player thing.
And you always have 2 weapons equipped. Or 2 combo weapons. If you have a main hand and an offhand, then you can have 1 more main hand and offhand. Or a main hand and offhand and a 2-hand, right?
2 sets.
And these weapons determine your skills. Some of your skills. And because they're...
Bro, is she on a treadmill? What is that? She's on a treadmill? Why people play the game standing up? I literally sit on my chair like a goblin. This is my knee. My feet never touch the ground. I mean, I don't know, man. It's a true gamer moment here. I just can't do it. How can you be so active?
It's like, because that
Shameless.
is true, each class and elite spec has so many different variations of combos and things they can play. It's crazy. So
she's powering up her PC like a hamster. Oh god.
For example,
I just thought of it.
One more thing I should mention is that your weapon determines your skill depending on your class. So if you were a staff as a elementalist, that's gonna give you different abilities than if you were a staff as a necromancer, for example. And that's important to know because that obviously means that each class has like a million different combinations, and it's very cool, right? So you can play, let's say, a necromancer as a healer maybe, or you can play a mesmer as a support, right? So you can kind of pick and choose whatever you want to do, which can be, and that's something that happened to me. It was a little...
Abilities should never be tied to weapons. Never. Never. I'm sorry. Like, never. Okay? Literally never. But that's my opinion. I'm about to make so many Guild Wars 2 players mad with this video. It's gonna be hilarious delving into the comments. It's just going to be awesome. By the way, guys, I'll remind you, I really like this game. I'm gonna continue playing it and finish all the expansions, get all of the mounts, do all the jumping puzzles. I'm gonna do all of that. I love the game. All that I'm saying is that I don't like the class identity of it. Now, if you want to hate me for it, go ahead, like, do that. At the end of the day, my opinion is never going to change. Never.
A bit overwhelming initially, right? Because I was like, okay,
I just want to be fair with y'all. Like, I love transparency, even if it's detrimental to my YouTube channel. I just want to be transparent and honest with you. It's more important. Integrity is the most important thing for me ever. Even if you don't like what I'm about to say, I'm still gonna say it because that's what I believe. Now, my opinion is liable to change 100%, but on this specific thing, there's just no way I'm ever gonna change my mind. Like, never. There are some things about video games that I'm very strict on. Class identity is definitely one of them.
Play like a ranged DPS. What do I pick? And
Yeah.
then people are like, oh, you can kind of do that with anything.
Yeah, I'm
you
not.
know, just like
Yeah, I'm not gonna play happy-go-lucky with you guys. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna just change who I am for the sake of my channel. I think that's garbage. I hate when people do that.
pick whatever. It's like, and to me, my brain just didn't comprehend that. It's like, what do you mean? Anyone can be like a ranged, huh? Like what? And then it's not really true that anyone can be a ranged, but it's like anyone can be a support or a healer or a damage dealer, right? And there is no, like, yes, there's a difference between a ranged and then melee, of course, but in endgame content, everyone kind of like sticks together as a group, like they all group up, which means that you're gonna stay in melee, so melee can actually attack, which means the fact that you're a ranged player doesn't actually, it's not like a typical ranged player that always stands afar, right? It's not quite the same thing. So
She hated class identity. It's so apparent. I can see it on her face. She hated it. She hated it. I bet she hated it just as much as I do. I bet. But she doesn't want to say it because she's in cahoots with ArenaNet now. And that's why I hate sponsored videos like this. I mean, I don't hate her videos. I think she's great. But I hate the fact that content creators entangle themselves with companies and then they can't speak truthfully about what they feel. I just hate that. Clearly she hates it.
long story short, I don't want to make this like the longest video ever. I like Guild Wars 2 a lot. I'm definitely going to continue playing it. I definitely want to reach endgame, and I definitely want to...
Yeah, she didn't even spoke about it. She just, like, blew it to the side, of course. Like, she hates it. Clearly she hates it. But it's okay. Like, WoW players can never understand the Guild Wars 2 combat system. They just can't. And by the way, the combat on itself, oh my god, it's sublime. It's truly so good. But the fact that abilities are tied to weapons and class identity is practically non-existent for us WoW players, yeah, it's really bad. For us, at least. There we go. Had to fix my second monitor for a second. It was a little bit crooked. Kind of made me lose focus.
To play more fractals, which is like the equivalent of kind of Mythic Plus in Guild Wars 2. And I also want to play raids, which... Another cool thing about horizontal progression is that all raids
are relevant.
Kind of are relevant still, right?
Yep.
All raids are still difficult because there's no power creep. So if you start playing now, then you can do all of these raids in like a difficult way, the same, which is not the same in like a non-horizontal game, right? If you play, let's say, World of Warcraft, then the only raids that are going to be current are the current raids of the current patch. Which means that's the only thing you can really do. Well, I mean, you can do the other ones, but they're going to be much easier. While in Guild Wars 2, that's not true.
But if I'm not mistaken, Final Fantasy XIV does the same, right? Because I've done raids in FF14, and it's not as difficult as it used to be back in the day, obviously, but there still kind of are. So you can do this in vertical progression. It's just that Blizzard is too lazy of doing so. It's not that you can't. You definitely can scale everything upwards. But Blizzard would never spare the time of day to actually do that. Because they don't care.
True, in Guild Wars 2 you can do any raid and they're all going to have a certain difficulty that is current, right? Because of the lack of power creep. So that is very, very cool. And I definitely want to go and do that. There's also like a really cool thing about Guild Wars 2 when it comes to completions. So if you're a completionist... and you like doing that, they have a super cool system where you just, like, you open a map, and on the map you can see how close you are to completing it. And the completion of a map has multiple different aspects. Some of them are hearts. The hearts are basically just like, they're like quests, but they are indicated on a map.
They're better than quests. They are actually living, breathing thing. You go to a certain area where the heart is, you get a circle, and this is the area where you're supposed to do stuff. Now, you can read or you can ask the NPC, that is tied to the quest, like, you can call it the quest giver, I guess, what's going on, what are you supposed to be doing, but at the same time, you can just literally walk in and experience the environment and figure it out for yourself, which is how I do it, and it's the most fun thing I've ever seen in my entire life playing MMOs. I think that is the future of MMOs. I think every MMO should implement the Guild Wars 2 way of doing quests. Maybe it should be implemented a little bit differently, but I think that the basic is there. Like the base stuff is completely there. Like this should be the basic stuff, right? It's so good. You don't need to click on an NPC, get their entire life story written out to you just so you can hand them out 10 bare asses. Okay? You don't need that. That's the old way. The new way is this. Dynamic quests. These are so fun because you can literally walk into a zone, and let's take this area she's in, for example. That's a very good example here. You go here, this area is most likely raided by centaurs. Okay, you see some centaurs raiding a village, so you can assume that, oh, I need to help the humans, like, defend themselves, so you can help killing the centaurs. That would give you, more progression towards the threshold. And you can help the villagers maybe get recovered, right? You can help them up, revive them. You can maybe collect some stuff for the war effort. You can do so many things, and it all makes sense within the context of the zone that you're currently in, which is phenomenal. I love that. It's fantastic for RPG players, and I think it just enhances the immersion 10 times fold, like 10 folds than World of Warcraft. This is phenomenal.
With a heart, and you can just kind of go there.
And the best thing about this is that you don't need long RP or reading sessions to get all of this. You can just experience everything as you breeze through the zone. It's fantastic.
Like you see the bunch of hearts, and you can just go to each individual one and do those quests there, which is really nice. And then you also have vistas and like different kind of objectives that are all listed on the map, and it shows you how many you have done. Let's say you did 12 out of 13 hearts in this map. And then your bar fills, and once you're at 100%, it's just very, like, satisfying, right? It's like a very satisfying game if you're a completionist. And yeah, the combat is also very fluid. Yeah. So
also, I guess you won't talk about this, but once you hit 100% in Guild Wars 2 for the first time, it feels so good. I just did it a month ago, and it was glorious, man. You get so many rewards, one of them being the Gifts of Exploration, which is a requirement to craft your first legendary, which I'm currently, like, going for. I'm going for Sunrise, as I mentioned earlier. It just, oh, man. It feels so good. I love that. It was so fun and felt so rewarding too.
You can constantly move around while like using your spells, which is also really cool. I personally really like that, to be mobile. And there's so much more to the game that I haven't discovered yet. I know for sure. Like I've tried a little bit of PvP, which also seems fun. I've done like sieges, which is kind of cool. And
it is.
If you're a PvP player, then one of the coolest.
I'm still waiting for World versus World. Man, everyone is telling me all about it. I'm going to join a guild by then for sure, but for now I'm kind of playing solo. I'm trying to do my best, just uncovering the game on my own. But when I join World versus World, I'm 100% going to be joining a guild. I guess you have to. I think it's mandatory. It only makes sense. I don't know. I haven't checked anything about it yet.
You can literally play PvP with the same power level as anyone else with a low-level character. Like, you can be level 2 and play PvP, and you're gonna get scaled to this max level that everyone else is at. You're gonna have the same gear available to you, the same skills, everything. So if you're a PvP lover and you don't like the rest of like the MMO part, then that will be the perfect game for you.
Man, I want to do PvP right now so bad.
That's my current opinion about that game. Sorry if it was all over the place. There's a lot I wanted to talk about. I want to give you some, like, one more thing. So Guild Wars 2 is free to play, but because it's a horizontal game, each expansion is still relevant, which means that each expansion has to be bought separately. And that can be daunting for players, right? Like, if you have to buy every expansion separately, that's a lot of money. Now, the thing is, so far, I've only played free to play, and that is more than enough for you to determine if you like the game or not. So I personally think you don't have to spend any, like, in fact, you shouldn't spend any money. Like,
I have something to say about that.
Buy an expansion initially, because you should just play the free-to-play version, see if you like the game. Don't think that you're missing out on any kind of content, because you don't. You do miss...
Oh, you are. You are. All you get to experience is Zaitan lore. Okay, and I guess she hasn't, like, done this yet. Obviously, she's level 40, so she haven't gotten the full Guild Wars 2 experience just yet. But oh boy, you are literally experiencing the worst part of Guild Wars 2 right from the start, which is the worst thing ever, especially now when the base game is free to play, because it's gonna be such a huge barrier to entry for so many players. Because if a player just plays throughout the entire base game and he sees the giant culmination of the everything you experienced during the base game, which is the epic Zaitan fight, which is just you pressing your F key all the time and going to sleep. Oh boy, it's going to be glorious. There will no sensible player would ever go through that slog and say to himself, "Hey, you know what? I'm gonna purchase an expansion." It would never happen. Literally never. And the same happened to me. That's how I quit the game for the first time. I just played it. Remember, I played it for the first time 4 years ago. I did the Zaitan fight and I dipped. I didn't see any point to continue this game. I didn't want to pay any of the expansion. I didn't want to do any of that. So I just ended up quitting. But nowadays, it was different. I gave it time because you guys clearly told me, okay, just go through this. The expansions are phenomenal. And I'm trusting you. I'm trusting your word. Right now, I did not have fun with the Zaitan fight. I didn't like the base story. Right now, I'm progressing through Living World Season 1, and the story is absolute garbage. And dude, I hate Bram so much. Oh my god. I hope he would disappear. Anyway, regardless, no spoilers, right? It's not fun. I really hope I get to the fun parts and then I can start liking the game. But for what it is, I just enjoy the combat. I enjoy the atmosphere, the vibe, the people. Like, this is so much fun for me. So these things kind of hold me for now. But I really hope the expansions are going to be banging as you guys like say it will. But I'm pretty sure from what I've seen, oh, they're gonna be insane. I've seen some ridiculous boss fights. I've seen ridiculous new weapons and all that stuff for jumping puzzles that I'm dying to try for myself. And yeah, it looks to be wonderful.
Out, of course, on the additional content that comes after you're done
Mounts, of
leveling.
course.
And you're missing out on like a character boost and stuff, but you shouldn't boost anyway. You should level through the normal like game, which is free, and then once you're at max level, once you've done the content, then of course you can consider buying expansions. I've also heard that there's like bundles available many times of the different expansions where you can buy multiple things at once for like a cheaper price. So if you're a Guild Wars 2 player, if you start playing, then you can kind of keep an eye on that, like keep an eye on like kind of discounts and whatnot. And then whenever things are on discount, you can just buy it and then play it whenever you get there. So yeah, that's the last tip that I want to give you. And yeah, I personally enjoy Guild Wars 2 a lot. And yeah, I hope you guys also check it out and let me know what you think about the game. I definitely heard some people just say they don't like the combat and they couldn't get into it, which is totally fair, you know, like.
No, they're stupid. Guild Wars 2 combat is sublime. And I'm saying this as someone who played every MMORPG under the sun. Guild Wars 2 combat is only second to World of Warcraft retail. And damn, I know that may anger some of you, but guys, if you haven't played retail World of Warcraft, truly, the combat is just, it's superior tap targeting. Nobody's ever cracked the formula like Blizzard had. It is what it is. At least for me. I don't know. But Guild Wars 2 is a very close second. If you think Guild Wars 2 combat is bad, I don't know what you're smoking, but yeah, you shouldn't be doing that.
Understand if you don't like the combat, you don't like the combat. You know, it's not everyone can like everything. But for me personally, I do, as I said, like it a lot. I still have to learn a lot about the game and get into it, but yeah, I definitely will do so, and I will update you with more videos and more opinions once I've gotten into the game a little bit more. Let me know if I said anything wrong or if there's things that that you want to like.
Okay, seems to be the end of the video. Great video. Great video. I'm gonna leave a link in the description. You guys can watch it for yourself. Give her a like. It was a fantastic video. I hope I didn't came off as like a little bit, you know, a little bit of a like offensive towards her. Like, God forbids, this is not what I tried to do. It just kind of caught me off guard that she got so much attention from people, and content creator who was strictly Guild Wars 2 and actually gained a lot of views got instantly banned. It just, I just find it funny, okay? Well, I don't find it funny, I find it sad. But at the same time, it's not on her, it's on ArenaNet. But regardless, great video, and actually some of the things she said were very applicable to me as well. I think she's talking for a lot of World of Warcraft players who tried Guild Wars 2. Now, unfortunately, you can tell she was very careful with her words because she's now in cahoots with ArenaNet and they sponsored her video. I understand that. At the same time, I really disagree. She shouldn't have done that. She should have just criticized it and actually spoke her mind. But okay, I guess it is what it is. I kind of took it with a grain of salt. Anyway, make sure to let me know what you guys think. I'm more interested about that. I know that my class identity rant is gonna get me buried in the comment section. Dude, I love having this discussion with you guys so much. You don't even get it. The reason I actually make these statements at almost every single opportunity I have is because I love interacting with you. Guild Wars 2 community is so passionate about the game, but at the same time, they're so respectful to other people's opinion. It's crazy because I come from World of Warcraft, and if you disagree with the general consensus of people, man, you're gonna be ostracized, okay? You're gonna be bullied into submission, and that's all they do there. But I'm so happy to see that Guild Wars 2 community is actually clever and capable of taking a different opinion. I love that about them.